How rich was Pablo Escobar? Hello and welcome to our today's video. Today we are going to talk about Pablo Escobar. Yeah, you heard it right, the richest drug dealer. So in today's video, we are going to tell you how Pablo Escobar became so rich. If you are new to our channel, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications of our future videos. Give this video a big thumbs up. Let's dig into our video. Before telling you how Pablo Escobar became so rich, we would like to tell you the rest of Pablo Escobar. Where he was born, how he became the drug dealer. In short, we are going to tell you about his complete life journey. So let's start from the beginning. Pablo Escobar's full name was Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria. He was born on December 1st in 1949, in city Rio Negro of Colombia. Escobar came from a modest family. His father worked as a peasant farmer, while his mother was a schoolteacher. From an early age, Escobar packed a unique ambition to raise himself up from his humble beginnings. Born in Rio Negro and raised in Medellin, Escobar studied briefly at Universidad Autónoma Latinoamericana of Medellin, but left without graduating. He instead began engaging in criminal activity, selling illegal cigarettes and fake lottery tickets, as well as participating in motor vehicle theft. Escobar's early prominence came during the Marlboro Wars, in which he played a high-profile role in the control of Colombia's smuggled cigarette market. This episode proved to be a valuable training ground for the future narcotics kingpin. In 1976, Escobar married 15-year-old Maria Victoria Henao. The couple had 2 children together, a son, Juan Pablo, and a daughter, Manuela. Today Escobar's son is a motivational speaker who goes by the name Sebastian Marroquin. Marroquin studied architecture and published a book in 2015, Pablo Escobar, My Father, which tells the story of growing up with the world's most notorious drug kingpin. He also asserts that his father had committed suicide. It wasn't by chance that Colombia came to dominate the cocaine trade. Beginning in the early 1970s, the country became a prime smuggling ground for marijuana. But as the cocaine market flourished, Colombia's geographical location proved to be its biggest asset. Situated at the northern tip of South America between the thriving coca cultivation epicenters of Peru and Bolivia, the country came to dominate the global cocaine trade, with the United States, the biggest market for the drug, just a short trip to the north. Escobar moved quickly to grab control of the cocaine trade. In 1975, drug trafficker Fabio Restrepo from the city of Medellin, Colombia, was murdered. His killing, it's believed, came at the orders of Escobar, who immediately seized power and expanded Restrepo's operation into something the world had never seen. Under Escobar's leadership, large amounts of coca paste were purchased in Bolivia and Peru, processed, and transported to America. Escobar worked with a small group to form the infamous Medellin cartel. By the mid-1980s, Escobar had an estimated net worth of $30 billion, and was named one of the 10 richest people on Earth by Forbes. Cash was so prevalent that Escobar purchased a Learjet for the sole purpose of flying his money. At the time, Escobar controlled more than 80% of the cocaine smuggled into the United States. More than 15 tons were reportedly smuggled each day, netting the Medellin cartel as much as $420 million a week. As Escobar's fortune and fame grew, he dreamed to be seen as a leader. In some ways he positioned himself as a Robin Hood-like figure, which was echoed by many locals as he spent money to expand social programs for the poor. As a young man, Escobar told friends and family that he wanted to become president of Colombia. Yet as he saw it, his path to wealth and legitimacy lay in crime. In 1982, Escobar was elected as an alternate member of Colombia's Congress. But the reasons for his wealth could not stay hidden, and 2 years after his election he was forced to resign. The justice minister who revealed Escobar's notorious background was later slain. Escobar was responsible for the killing of thousands of people, including politicians, civil servants, journalists, and ordinary citizens. When he realized that he had no shot of becoming Colombia's president, and with the United States pushing for his capture and extradition, Escobar unleashed his fury on his enemies in the hopes of influencing Colombian politics. His goal was a no extradition clause, an amnesty for drug barons in exchange for giving up the trade. Escobar's terror campaign claimed the lives of 3 Colombian presidential candidates, an attorney general, scores of judges, and more than 1,000 police officers. In addition, Escobar was implicated as the mastermind behind the bombing of a Colombian jetliner in 1989 that killed more than 100 people. Escobar's terror eventually turned public opinion against him, and caused a breakup of the alliance of drug traffickers. In June 1991, Escobar surrendered to the Colombian government of President Cesar Gaviria. In return, the threat of extradition was lifted and Escobar was allowed to build his own luxury prison called La Catedral, which was guarded by men he handpicked from among his employees. The prison lived up to its name and came complete with a casino, spa and nightclub. In June 1992, however, Escobar escaped when authorities attempted to move him to a more standard holding facility. A manhunt for the drug lord was launched that would last 16 months. During that time, the monopoly of the Medellin cartel, which had begun to crumble during Escobar's imprisonment as police raided offices and killed its leaders, rapidly deteriorated. Pablo Escobar is considered the richest gangster of all time, with his peak net worth estimated at $30 billion. More than 2 decades after his death, Pablo Escobar remains as well known as he was during his heyday as the head of the Medellin drug cartel. His fixture in popular culture is largely thanks to countless books, movies, and songs. We've decided to make our contribution with a list of facts about the life of the larger-than-life Escobar. Escobar owned a number of palatial homes, but his most notable property was the 7,000-acre estate known as Hacienda Nápoles, named after Naples, Italy, located between Bogotá and Medellin. Reportedly costing $63 million, it included a soccer field, dinosaur statues, artificial lakes, a bullfighting arena, the charred remains of a classic car collection destroyed by a rival cartel, an airstrip, a tennis court, and a zoo. More on that later. The estate, the front gate of which is topped by the plane he used on his first drug run to the US, was later looted by locals, and it is now a popular tourist attraction. Escobar's private zoo was home to some 200 animals, including elephants, ostriches, zebras, camels, and giraffes. Many of the creatures were smuggled into the country, aboard Escobar's drug planes. After his death in 1993, most of the animals were transferred to zoos. However, 4 hippopotamuses were left behind. They soon multiplied, and by 2016, upwards of 40 lived in the area. The potentially dangerous animals have damaged farms and inspired fear in locals. Authorities began castrating male hippos in an effort to control the population. Perhaps hoping to win the support of everyday Colombians, Escobar became known for his philanthropic efforts, which led to the nickname Robin Hood. He built hospitals, stadiums, and housing for the poor. He even sponsored local soccer teams. His popularity with many Colombians was demonstrated when he was elected to an alternate seat in the country's Congress in 1982. Alas, 2 years later he was forced to resign after a campaign to expose his criminal activities. The justice minister who led the efforts was assassinated. Escobar's way of handling problems was plata o plomo, meaning silver, bribes, or lead, bullets. While he preferred the former, he had no qualms about the latter option, earning a reputation for ruthlessness. He reportedly killed some 4,000 people, including numerous police officers and government officials. In 1989, the cartel was blamed for detonating a bomb on a plane that was carrying an alleged informant. Some 100 people died. In 1991, Escobar offered to turn himself into authorities if he was allowed to build his own prison. Surprisingly, or perhaps not, Colombian officials agreed. The result was the luxurious La Catedral. Not only did the facility include a nightclub, a sauna, a waterfall, and a soccer field, it also had telephones, computers, and fax machines. However, after Escobar tortured and killed 2 cartel members at La Catedral, officials decided to move him to a less accommodating prison. Before he could be transferred, however, Escobar escaped in July 1992. After his escape, the Colombian government, reportedly aided by US officials and rival drug traffickers, launched a massive manhunt. On December 2, 1993, Escobar celebrated his 44th birthday, allegedly enjoying cake, wine, and marijuana. The next day, his hideout in Medellin was discovered. While Colombian forces stormed the building, Escobar and a bodyguard managed to get to the roof. A chase and gunfight ensued, and Escobar was fatally shot. Some, however, have speculated that Escobar took his own life. The drug lord, who faced possible extradition to the US if arrested, was said to be the 7th richest person on the planet. Rumors of Escobar's hidden fortunes have circulated in Medellin since his death, after he spent decades waging war against the Colombian state to prevent his extradition to the United States. So, this was all for today's video. Give your opinions in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And click on the notification button to never miss a video.